You're not going anywhere, are you? You can't go anywhere. It's just a sick, chilly shed to dump your children in during the day, so you can go and be liberated at work.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Oh yeah. Come on, boys, pick it up. Yeah. Like it. Okay, Chauncey, take it. Yeah. Whoa. That's nice. Yeah.
And number 1 on the YouTube search algorithm, how to have sex with your kids. Number 1. YouTube, what the fuck is going on over there?
Earlier today, I was at the farmer's market, and everybody there called Stefan Molyneux the Canadian Grinch. Everybody, like an old farmer, says Stefan Molyneux is a Canadian Grinch. And the reason why everybody, literally everyone at this Ohio farmer's market called Stefan Molyneux the Canadian Grinch is because he stole Christmas from his wife. But not just fucking Christmas, but her whole family as well. And that's when he pressured her to renounce and stop interacting with her family, which is something Stefan calls defooing. Now, this was done because her family were Christians, and allegedly this interfered with freedom, and they were having a negative impact on her, and they were connected with the government just by believing in roads and shit, and they had to cut it out. Nevertheless, there is that old expression, let's not judge a book by its soulless, psychopathic cover. Let's not judge the book by its cover, man. And in the same way, you can't really judge Stefan unless a defooing happened to you and you can really reflect on it. And in fact, it has happened to me. It happened to a relative of mine who no longer interacts with me. You see what happened, man, is that I had this third cousin named Boris, man. And it's just a fucking third cousin, dude. At every party, at every family gathering, you'd fucking see this fucking Boris, this piece of shit, fucking chewing on the kielbasa in the corner with these fucking Adam Lanza eyes staring at you, man. And if you just happen to go in his vicinity, immediately it starts, man. It's the fucking rapes of Swedes, fucking anal rapes by migrants, fucking Merkel, fucking non-aggression principle. You don't know what the fuck is going on. Now, naturally, this motherfucker was on YouTube 24/7. 24/7, and then one day I get fucking out of the blue, I get this fucking email from Boris, man. And it's just the old shit, man. It's just like at the fucking meeting him in person, man. It's just a bunch of jumble, dude. And he said, like, I'm defooling you. At the time, I had no fucking idea what that meant. I was like, well, it's just like, I was like, man, this is like fucking spectrum writing right here, man. I can't fucking handle it. It was just, I meant to reply. It seemed important. I didn't know what the hell was going on, but then I just dropped it. I just kind of forgot about it. I felt guilty for a day or two. You know how it is with unanswered emails. And I just move on with your life. And it's like, and then the next email was like from him, I renounce you. And I was like, man, what the fuck? It's like, I was like, well, man, it's just, I was like, well, if you want to defoo, if you want to fool me again, go ahead. I just didn't know what the fuck to say. I just wrote that, man. And it's just, then I haven't heard of it. And then I'm like, with all the silence after a while, I was like, fucking Stefan, how fucking awesome. This little piece of shit, like, this is the kind of guy you don't want to go to school with, because he's gonna, like, shoot the whole fucking place up, this fucking Boris. And now he's somewhere in the fucking non-aggression principle fucking Canadian woods. I don't know where that little asshole is, but he's far away from me, dude. And I was like, this fucking Stefan, man, he knows what he's fucking doing. So let's not just kind of, I was like, man, this is like underrated, Stefan. Like, Peterson isn't gonna do that shit for you. Who's fucking gonna defoo anybody with Peterson? Fuck him. Fuck Peterson, man. Stefan all the way. But with this out of the way, I want to say this, man. We're gonna talk about public education today with Stefan. He's gonna share some of his provocative, edgy opinions that we love. All right. Old Stefan is gonna put those grumpy old pants on. fucking Stefan thought about public education, fucking saw some depressing rain, and he just put those, philosophers' grumpy pants on today to talk about this topic. So let's go.
Do you think that your government school, your public school, do you think that it prepared you for adult life at all?
Oh, no.
Isn't it terrible? It is just appalling how bad government schools are at preparing you for anything to do with the real world. Teachers are just standing up there, droning in these immature, piggy, selfish ways as a whole, exercising their little petty crow wings of diminished power over a helpless and captive audience. Now, you could sort of argue back in the day, they're all based on the Prussian model, which was supposed to make you into a good little soldier and factory worker, that maybe it was preparing you for that kind of horrible, diminished, serf-like existence. But now, in this knowledge economy where thinking and initiative and creativity, motivation, entrepreneurship, all of that is key, you've got nothing in school to prepare you for that.
Stefan just nicely pointed out what I hate about public education, but just not in the way that he intended. And what I hate is this last sentiment that he presented. It's just this idea that in order to compete in modern economy, you need fucking to be prepared to be creative and entrepreneurial and just kind of, break the mold and be a little fucking rebel. And that's complete and total bullshit. That's a complete crock of shit. I mean, it's like this whole idea of individualism has really kind of risen to insane levels in America today. And every moron now spews their own opinion, including potentially fucking myself, But it's just, there is a kind of, when we talk about this anti-intellectualism, a lot of it has to do with a kind of plebeian fucking individualism where you don't fucking have to know anything, you just have your own fucking common sense, and the only people who are considered smart are like billionaires because they have a lot of money and social status, and all of this kind of comes from this bullshit. And the fact is, man, very, very few people today or ever actually exercise any real creativity at work. And in fact, what school best prepares you for is just the drudgery and monotony of life. You just come in some building and you sit through shit and you're forced to do shit. And if you're actually successful at it, you have the kind of a work ethic and endurance and the kind of brain dead capacity for automated cognitive action that really kind of sets you far in life, motherfucker. And I'm kind of exhibit A in this sense if that doesn't work out. When I fucking went to school, I didn't do shit. Like, I literally didn't do shit. I mean, I hardly ever did any homework. I can honestly tell you, like, throughout the whole school year, it would be like less than 10 times. And I went to a upper middle class school. And the same thing in college. Like, the good thing, I got tested out of the second language because I tested out of Russian. So without that, I'm not sure I would have graduated from college. But aside from that, like, the little amount of work I did to graduate, and this is not like a testament to my intelligence, more so a testament to the failure of the American educational system, but whatever. It worked out for me in one sense that I graduated. It completely failed me in the sense that I fucking didn't do shit. Like, I don't have this ability to just sit around and fucking focus on things and do things I don't want to do. I can just fucking skate by. And this is exactly, well, there are many reasons why I drive a cargo one at 32, but this is certainly one of them, man. It's like, let's fucking drop this individualism. You're gonna be a little fucking star. To the extent that anybody is gonna profit from their creativity, it's not gonna be because they got fucking educated in creativity at fucking school. Everybody's gonna hate this fucking school, man. Everybody's gonna hate it because there's little chance that you're gonna be interested in fucking history and algebra simultaneously. What are you, fucking like Socrates or whatever, a man of letters? Fuck that shit. In one of the other classes, you're just gonna like stare at girls, and hope they wear fucking shorts or whatever. This is what's gonna happen inevitably, but school then introduces you to a variety of fucking subjects and you can see what the fuck you're up to, man. What the fuck are you about, man? Are you completely fucking stupid here or whatever the fuck? It can't possibly not be miserable. And so this fucking Stefan, he's like the cool dad, he's like, oh, fuck school. But as usual with his bullshit, whatever the fuck it is now, Trumpian libertarianism, fucking Canada edition, whatever the fuck he's peddling now as far as his political philosophy. He has no real fucking solutions to it, just more garbage and bullshit.
It would be like me saying, well, I'm a really great public speaker because everywhere I go, people are dragged off the street, chained to a seat, and forced to listen to me say things. I mean, how much would I work on my speeches? It wouldn't matter. I get paid either way. I could just show up and mumble some stuff into a mic and do a little scat and a little bit of 10cc lyric recitation, and that's about it. Boom! Move on and get out the next paycheck.
Normally, I would cut out a shitty little segment like this, because in and of itself, it makes very little sense of comparing like paid public speakers with teachers. But on the other hand, the reason I left it in is because there's something to say here about a certain kind of a fetish of libertarianism as a complete and constant application of the market principle fucking everywhere. It's like a continuous rape where they literally try to put this fucking market principle into every crevice in your body, even when it's utterly ridiculous. And nowhere is it more ridiculous than here. Like, what is he fucking suggesting? That the only teachers that teach are the ones that are popular with kids who don't want to learn shit to begin with? Yeah, like, school is about assimilation into society. It's about socialization. It's about kind of learning to do things you normally wouldn't want to do. Because that's what life is. Because that's what all of us do, is that we sell our fucking mental and physical energy to companies in exchange for money, right? And it's kind of like school, except it's worse a lot of the times. So this is nothing to do with what the kids want to do or who would be their most popular speaker. Their most popular speaker would be some sort of a fucking pedophile who would like watch Little Pony with them and like give them lollipops and slowly, move them in the direction of their own lap. This is what, so it's like, and that's the real kind of fundamental question with all this bullshit. Are there things that are important that exist outside of the market principle? Things like public education, for example, or literacy programs, or fucking food stamps, or fucking A. Is the market not just an efficient economic system for the exchange of goods, or is it like this kind of a magical organizing principle that's gonna take care of all society's fucking problems? And that's the fundamental, to the extent that there is like any philosophical dispute to the dumb fucking state of American politics. This is it. This dumb dispute is it.
Learning all of this stuff. I remember in particular in boarding school. I remember there was tiny little memories that may mean nothing to anyone, but I remember I had to write words and there were dots. I had to write the letters down and there was one dot for each letter. And then there was a period at the end of the sentence. And I was always forever, until I realized that, I was looking for that one last letter because there was a dot, but it turned out to be a period. It was slightly lower and to the right, but I thought it was just another dot for a letter. And nobody ever explained to me why grammar matters. It was just, well, you have to learn this. Why? Well, what does it mean? Now, I understand it later, but wouldn't it be great if you understood what the hell you were learning before you learned it, so you knew why you were learning it? Why you were learning it? And in school, almost without exception, they never tell you why what you're learning is important. The BNA Act, 1867. Why are you learning these things? Tecumseh, why are you learning? What does it matter? Why is it important?
I'm pretty sure little Stefan got an explanation as to why he's learning his grammar is just like everybody else. He really didn't give a shit. And I mean, there really isn't a specific need to learn anything aside from reading and writing. Like, what is the fucking need? Like, are you really using most of the shit you learned in your day-to-day existence? Probably not, but it fucking trains the brain in abstract thought, which is really important in today's society, even if fucking creativity isn't. It trains your brain, and it kind of hits different fucking buttons of fucking ability that you can then exercise further. You're flexing different fucking muscles. And then with one of these muscles, you're gonna leap into the mediocrity of life.
Why is it important? Well, of course, now in the West, you have to learn your history. You have to learn your history so you have something to mourn when it's ground under, when the statues are pulled down.
And of course, the statues that this Canadian is talking about are those from Confederate generals and such in the US South. This is what is referring to, man. You gotta fucking stand up for your heritage, dude. Every fucking random white fucking general in the Confederacy, dude, these white racists, man. I could have fucking played air hockey with them, dude. Fucking could have played the early Pac-Man. Fucking Mortal Kombat from the 1990s. Victory. This is a lost opportunity, man, because we have the same fucking white culture.
How are they supposed to teach you how to supply a good and service in a voluntary manner? How are they going to teach you how to provide value? How are they going to teach you how to win over customers? How are they going to teach you to earn your way? They're all just a bunch of propagandizing thugs hanging off the bloody teats of state power, lecturing to a prison. With some exceptions. Yeah. Okay, teachers, I get it. You're the exception. Ones who listen to this show, good for you. But you know what I'm talking about in general.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So there are these thugs, right? And they're hanging on the tits. These kind of big fucking red, fucking bloody tits, right? They're kind of hanging off of them. And then they have the time, there's like a prison below them, like a concentration camp. And like sometimes they, I guess like they let go of the tit and they spew their propaganda down there. This is, Stefan, man, you should, this is like some medieval painting here of hell, what you're describing. You crazy fuck, not you.
I don't like the fact, I don't like the fact that that's sex education in school. I mean, I really, really don't. Leftists, right? They want to hypersexualize childhood. That's how you provoke and replicate our selection. And it's how you make women unmarriable, is you expose them to a lot of sexual information when they're children. And then they have a lot of sex and then they're unmarriable. Or at least the marriages that you're going to have are going to be largely unstable. Because the more sexual partners a woman has, the less fit she is to be a wife and a mother.
Now, of course, it had to come down to this. Like, this had to leap up from nowhere. And it had to come up with this. It's a big fucking trend on YouTube, this hyper-analysis and hyper-judgment of women. This analysis, it's not even just an expression of some outdated machismo, although it sometimes postures and such. What it is just kind of nagging by sexually frustrated males. It's kind of like, you know, they lived with other rats, but they never got to hump a rat. And so they fucking ran away, scattered away from all the other rats, and they look at them from the outside like they're fucking scientists studying rats, when in fact they've gone completely fucking insane. So this is just a false sense of superiority by like separating yourself, and all the social analysis primarily fucking is fixated on nagging women. Like, it's just kind of all this continuous kind of little fucking criticism from fucking Jordan Peterson with his makeup. It's all this like little fucking pathetic nagging. Like this other stereotype of a nagging wife who just won't shut up. This is so fucking pathetic already, man. Fucking let it go, dude. It's like there are a lot of lonely people on the internet, on YouTube specifically. And as I will refer to in my upcoming Patreon exclusive video about how to start a YouTube channel, which in fact I shouldn't even have made considering my Shady channel, but I did anyway. And there I say that YouTube is distinguished from television by its intimacy, by its full fucking intimacy. And that's why a lot of lonely people kind of flock to it. And some of them are angry and kind of shitty to begin with, and then fucking Stefan Molyneux with shit like this kind of literally metamorphoses them, fucking turns them into a little venereal disease. Like, he takes a human being who might be a little shitty and awkward, but then he makes them into a fucking venereal disease with shit like that.
And then what happens is, you put a lot of sexual information in front of the kids, the girls. Girls have a lot of sexual partners, and then they grow up, they divorce their husbands. And the sons see that and they say, whoa, MGTOW's the way, baby. Good job, sex ed. Way to reduce certain populations.
Aside from everything else, people who actually take Stefan seriously, they're complete fucking brain-dead morons. They should all be forced into fucking eugenics program. It's just a few zingers. They're very stupid. Like, at what age do you get sex education? It's like fucking high school and shit. And just because, like, some ladies looked at pictures of fucking clitori, is that how you say it, clitorises? Or whatever, if they put, like, maybe they went wild and put a fucking condom around the banana or some shit, or looked at these fucking graphics. What the fuck are you talking about with the fucking sex ed, man, with the fucking internet? It's just, like, literally just occurred to me. Like, what the fuck are we even talking about with this fucking sex ed? Everybody fucking saw, like, 3 guys fucking fuck a donkey by now, by the time they're 13. What are we even fucking talking about? Even I'm fucking dumber than I imagine myself to be. Fuck it. This whole discussion is so fucking pointless. They're like, oh, I saw clitoris in a textbook. Fucking, it's sex ed, and I'm gonna become a whore.
And I knew nothing. Nothing about how to have a decent relationship, nothing about how to be mature, nothing about how to have boundaries and lines and how to be assertive. Because teachers don't have to be assertive. They can just be bullies, because you're not going anywhere, are you? You can't go anywhere. It's just a sick, chilly shed to dump your children in during the day, so you can go and be liberated at work. Grind out a paycheck and some taxes for the powers that be, and let your children be raised by strong-armed sophists in service of the state.
Now, I guess in Stefan Molyneux's paradise, like, people literally wouldn't work, I guess, so they could hang out with their children all day. I don't know how that fucking works. It's like, Stefan was almost like dismissing the whole idea of work along with education. He was like, fuck it, dropping your kids off while you work. Why do we need that shit, you fucking loser working over there? Like, the whole idea of work was just exclusively connected with paying money to the government. And then Stefan just fucking walked away like the edgelord that he is from this dumb video. Let's remember this piece of shit, like, separated his wife from his family, separated countless other people from their family for the sake of his dumb fucking ideology. There are literally multiple forums where former kind of members of Stefan's group or whatever, Freedom Radio Domain, whatever the fuck it's called, where they discuss, like, leaving it, like, being in the cult, and share their joint cult experiences. And how this piece of shit, like, compares teachers with thugs and, like, shames women for having sex. It's just kind of ridiculous and it's vomitous. But what am I gonna say, man? There's no fucking outrage left on me. I did have some outrage today, man, because of an unpleasant experience. Check this out. Do you have this stuff where you live? Does the box block the microphone? This is fucking Little Caesars, man. This is Little Caesars. Guess how much this pizza cost me? Well, a pizza of the size. Now, you don't see the actual pizza because I ate it, and this is kind of this is pretty much what your mother, kind of the trail your mother leaves on the bed. I should have delivered that joke in a snappier way. It would have been a little less horrible. But anyway, the thing about Little Caesars, do you want to see the box some more? Is that it's very cheap. Like, this whole fucking pizza cost me like $6, less than $6, dude. Pepperoni fucking pizza. And the way you pay for this pizza is not just with cash, but is with profound, like, day-long indigestions. At least I do. But sometimes it's worth it. Like today it was, I guess. I came in there and there was a woman there, and she was a foreigner like myself. I guess let's call us immigrants, alright? She was an immigrant. English was her second language, and yet she was such a horrible fucking bitch to the poor dude working there. Like, this dumb bitch, she wanted like stuffed crust pizza, right? She wanted a cheese pizza, and then she wanted cheese in the crust. And when she arrived at this fucking Little Caesars, You know, she discovered that her pizza didn't have the cheese fucking crust, didn't have the fucking stuffed crust. And she started berating this dude. But the thing is, this bitch is fucking stupid. She can't fucking, you know, use the English fucking language. Because, like, I was listening to her talk and trying to understand what she was bitching about. And so was the dude. She ordered the shit, over the phone for pickup. You know, and she's just too dumb to fucking know to say that she wants stuffed crust. She was like inventing her own terminology for, you know, fucking stuffed crust and doing little figures with her stupid dumb fucking hands. It's like, you dumb cunt. You can't speak the fucking language. And then you fucking berating this dude for not understanding you when nobody fucking can. You're utterly fucking clueless. I mean, she literally asked him like how long he worked there. Like, he's supposed to understand this shit. She didn't use any fucking normal language for what she wanted to use. She literally didn't use these words like fucking stuffed crust, whatever. Crust, even the word fucking crust didn't come up. She's just a dumb bitch. And it's just standing there behind her, listening to her like berate him like he's just this fucking moron. And all of this over a fucking pizza that costs like less than $6 fucking dollars. It literally, like, it kind of disturbed me for the rest of the day. I had to fucking recover from sitting there. Then the dude was kind of like grumpy with me when I came up. I just fucking took the fucking pizza off the shelf. They have the ready pizza. You know, I was like, just, you know, what the fuck do you have? You know, they had fucking pepperoni. And I just wanted to get the fuck out of there as always when I'm around fucking human beings, dude. It's like, but that woman was just unbelievable, man. What a piece of shit. This is literally how, like, genocide starts with these types of dehumanization. Somebody's in a weaker position than you because they have to adhere to this bullshit customer is always right fucking policy. Now you start fucking abusing them. It literally takes them like 5 seconds to make that dumb fucking pizza. You know, the correct pizza that she wanted. But no, she fucking had to fucking humiliate him in front of everybody with like her little tirade about, you dumb bitch, you can't speak the language, you stupid bitch. Fucking learn English, you cunt, before you fucking order shit. I'm sorry, this isn't like the best part of my personality right here. This is also like goes on 24/7 when I drive in a way less kind of justified context. I'm sorry, I don't mean to use sexist terms. I call whatever, I fucking call Italians kikes, you know what I mean? I call male men fucking cunts also. Everybody's everybody who deserves it is a cunt, all right? And here's another thing I have to say. You know, I never, like, even though I worked in customer service, I never was humiliated like that dude. I worked over the phone, and in one of my jobs, I was giving out employment benefits, so people don't want to presumably alienate me in that case, generally speaking. And in the second job, I was working for a bank, and we were actually servicing like corporate clients, you know, like people who have travel cards. And sorry for my elitism again, you know, a lot of times they can be a little bit more civilized. So I never like fucking ran into shit like this. But here's a tip for you. Never fucking get in an argument with a customer service rep. It's just a very stupid idea. It's a dumber idea than doing it at a restaurant or anywhere else. You know why? Because their call durations generally are very short. And as long as they don't curse you out, they don't get in fucking trouble for basically like guiding you off the phone, for telling you some bullshit so you fucking hang up, and then your fucking problem that you're bitching about isn't gonna get resolved. Like if you're sitting around in a call center all day and you get like dozens of calls each day, like a couple an hour or whatever, like I don't fucking know, 6 an hour or whatever the fuck it was. And now you're like talking to them like, you know, you're some special client. Fucking no, man. What you have to do is just take a chill pill and ask for a supervisor. Because the more you yell at the customer service agent, the more incentive you give them to just tell you some bullshit. So you just fucking hang up. Alright? Like why the fuck would they talk to you? So you ask for a supervisor. And you know, the whole thing with the supervisor is often a lie. Because you're not going to go to the supervisor, you're just going to go to a different department with more experienced agents. That's all that usually is going to happen. So, you know, potentially like the agent you're talking to originally doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. But then you then you fucking get to the person who do. Aside from that, it may be a bad idea to curse them out, because unlike a fucking pizza guy, customer service agents have like fucking access to all of your information, usually like address and social security number for most companies. So, I mean, yeah, it's of course illegal for them to take that shit home, but good luck fucking seeing what they scratch on a notepad. Oh, my dudes, I don't know how it came to this, but at least this kind of pointless rambling kind of came in the end. So again, sorry for the negativity, okay? It's fucking blame Stefan. Blame my fucking self for fucking filming this at 4:30 a.m. fucking in the morning. Can't manage my time. I don't work tomorrow, but it still will fuck up my circadian rhythms, dude. Because I have to get up in the morning the day after. My dudes, let me leave you on a positive, on a positive message. We're kind of somewhat in it together, I guess, as different radio receptors to similar potentialities. Thanks for watching.